Cyril the waffle man stands in the haze. His words like syrup in a sticky maze. Leads like a noodle, limp and wet, promises made, but none are met. No backbone, no fight, falling shadows in the night. Cyril the waffle man, where's the plan? Spinning circles, no solid stand. South Africa drifts, no rudder, no hand. Cyril the waffle man, where's the plan? Poverty creeps, it's a thief in the dark. Empty pockets, no spark, no mark. Crime's a beast with 1,000 teeth. It bites, it scars, no sweet relief. No backbone, no fight, falling shadows in the night. Cyril the waffle man, where's the plan? Spinning circles, no solid stand. South Africa drifts, no rudder, no hand. Cyril the waffle man, where's the plan?
Blue lights flash, they're out of sync. Promises fade, gone in a blink. Wrong place, wrong time, what's the plan? Spinning words, but they don't land. Oh, jellyfish sway, ooh yeah. Floating promises drift away. South Africans cry, dismay, dismay. Dance through the night, we'll find our way.
Good evening, folks. Welcome back to the program. It is, well, that's 2 minutes behind the Chinese clock back there, 22:05, 22:07 actually. It is, well, that's 2 minutes, just checking the sound check there. Welcome back to the program on a Tuesday night, the 23rd of December, 2025. Another year is nearly gone in front of us. Can you imagine that? Wow. It just keeps on going. Soon it'll be 6 years since we started doing this, in addition to all the other things I do. Very exciting evening this evening at the Veterans Organization. We had raffles and door prizes, gave out 10 door prizes, I think, plus games of chance and lots of winners, 50-50 draw. Yeah, and had a musician performing tonight. Nickname is Crash. He goes by, so that went pretty well. Yeah, anyway, so did some planning for New Year's Eve. We'll be open on New Year's Eve as well as Christmas Day, which is unusual, but there are people without any family around. So we'll be open Christmas evening for those folks who have some place they can gather and relax and have a beverage and share some camaraderie with others. Tell some war stories and maybe things like that. Anyway, welcome to everybody tonight in the program. It's a pleasure to have you join me once again. And the band just keeps playing, folks. The music just keeps going. Donald Trump just keeps win. Every way he looks, they just win, despite all their lies. But more Epstein nonsense tonight. I did caution you folks, and the guy who left the channel was out in Arizona. His feelings were hurt when I asked why people are so obsessed with this stuff. I got tired of hearing about the Epstein stuff. Well, now you've got the Epstein files, and what do we find out? You find out what I know as a criminal investigator, what the problem with those files. Those files are full of bogus allegations and bogus nonsense. An investigator has an obligation to check everything under the sun. When you do an investigation, you don't stop just because a witness is not credible. You take their statement, and then you investigate, and you prove that it's not credible. Or if it's credible, you investigate it further. So the Epstein files are full of hundreds of thousands of pages of people who did nothing wrong, who just happen to be mentioned in them, and that doesn't mean they committed any crimes or they did anything illicit. So, and that's what's coming out now. Also full of fake, bogus things. There was a surge of fake Epstein allegations and claims that took place in the surge up to the 2020 election to defeat Donald Trump. They thought they could make allegations that would become public, and the FBI had a responsibility to investigate these things, which they did. And now those things are coming out. Now, the Department of Justice is warning people that much of this is bogus. So, of course, the first response from political left is going to be, well, they're just saying that because it's Trump. No, they're not just saying that because it's Trump. You'll notice that none of this was released when Biden was president. They had all these files in 2020, 21, 22, 23, and 24. They had 2020, 21, 2, 3, and 20. 5 years. 5 years this stuff going to come out. And 4 of those were during Biden. 4 years. Not a single thing came out implicating Donald Trump in anything. Why? Because it's all bogus. Simple as that. If they had a smoking gun, do you think for a second, if they had a smoking gun during the 2024 election, that they would have held on to that and not really? Do you think Joe Biden or Kamala Harris would have held on to something? The crooked FBI under Christopher Wray, do you think they would have held on to that and not got an October surprise to destroy Donald Trump's campaign? Of course they had nothing, because there's nothing to see there, which is what I said along. But all these people claim to be conservatives. Oh, we have to know. Oh, Epstein. You people don't know anything about investigations. You're just salacious attention seeking. And you want the smoking gun. No one will ever be prosecuted under this. Nothing's happened. The statute of limitations is running out for many of these crimes. So I don't know what this is. Well, we're going to find out stuff. We're finding out stuff about a whole bunch of people. Much of it's not even relevant. Much of it's not true. No one, you can't get any justice for these people. Exactly. The crap they had in Obama and Biden was way worse. Well, we don't need crap in Obama and Biden. We've got crap on them. We've got Joe Biden sniffing little girls' hair on national television repeatedly, endlessly. He's a perv. And he became president. No mention of that anywhere. No mention of that. Bill Clinton using the White House for oral sex. Oval Office. My wife and I will be a bit lonely with our 2-year-old here in Virginia. Well, Rohan, I'm sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that. Why are you going to be lonely? What's going on there? I'm a little confused, Rohan. Are you a South African who came over here recently, or are you an American? Because I'm a little confused. It's not a typical American name. It's an Irish name. So you see it in Massachusetts occasionally, but usually see it in Ireland. Maybe South Africa. I don't know. 22:07. Yeah, see, you're confirmed. Thank you very much for that. All right, let me say hello to everybody in the chat here tonight. Work People's here. Angelique, Dirk Kutsi is back. Rian, Rohan, Holden Caulfield, Aretha Milan. Welcome, Aretha. Cleode Polo. Welcome to you. Amarencia Quinn is back. Amazing Yacht Destinations in from Thailand. Thank you for that. Rudolph Skeppers. Philippe Duplessis says, from your news report, it sounds that South Africa shouldn't send soldiers to Russia, but instead they have an urgent No, I don't care if South Africa sends soldiers to Russia. What I care about is the hypocrisy of the South African government in claiming that they care about peace and harmony while they break United Nations sanctions, United Nations rules, United Nations standards, but they claim that they are all about multilateralism. They're not about multilateralism. They're about getting rich and famous and powerful. That's what they're all about. They're not about serving the people. That's my issue from the news. That's what you should have taken from that. Hypocrisy. And so we're a couple minutes into this now, so I'll talk about it now. But the Sunnyside detective has stolen my content illicitly and violated YouTube's terms and conditions. You see, the video that she stole is not allowed to be remixed. That's prevented. Its settings been that way since the video was posted. She's violated the terms and conditions of YouTube on her little Spill the Beans channel there and stole my content. And she made a short out of it, which is explicitly prohibited by YouTube when the content creator places the video in that place. So I don't know if they'll take any action against her. I don't really care. But she stole my content, and then she puts these non sequiturs up and says, we won't be lectured to. No one's lecturing to you. I'm just correcting the record because you propagandists and hate wankers keep misrepresenting the facts. Lying and saying America is aggressive towards... America's not aggressive towards South Africa. You want to be aggressive? I can show you what aggressive is. And I did in that video. I also explained all the actions and the counteractions. Trump did not simply come out and start swinging at South Africa. South Africa insulted, attacked, undermined, belittled America, and as a response, occasionally the United States has taken action. South Africa has violated the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, to which it's a signatory under the ANC, and by violating the Universal Declaration of Human Rights with an unconstitutional piece of legislation called expropriation without compensation, we can no longer support countries that abrogate human rights, which is what South Africa did. They abrogated their own constitution and they abrogated the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Well, so they're running around preaching to us about multilateralism while they simply ignore multilateral agreements and their own constitution. So we're not going to give you $450 million a year in free money when you can't abide by your own laws. That would make us complicit in your crimes. We're not going to be complicit in your crimes any longer. We may have done it in the past as a country, which I disagree with, but now we're not going to do it. And that's good. We shouldn't be doing it. You know, it's funny to see these thieves steal your content and try to pervert it. And you see little hate wankers that, oh, this guy's so embarrassing, Colonel. No, dude, I'm not embarrassing. I'd run circles around you. Even with a broken hip, I'd run circles around you. Give me a break. You pathetic little losers write those nonsense comments on YouTube. It's sad. You're really sad. Hey, Karen, can't believe it's Christmas. I can't believe it either, man. This year went so fast. But I have to admit, the past couple weeks seem to have kind of drug on. And until yesterday, we had some really big numbers on the channel videos, but now I notice my latest video, the one that was stolen by the Sunnyside detective, that one has only got 15,000 views on it, but it must terrify them so much because it's spot on accurate in the analysis of what happened. I'm not lecturing anybody. I'm simply stating for the record the facts about what happened here. Simple as that. If you feel lectured, it must mean that you must have done something wrong. You must be on the defensive because you feel it's targeting you, the video. Well, that's probably because you have done something wrong. You've lied to people, misled them, and so now you feel like you're being lectured to. Nope, I just stated the obvious facts and gave my cogent, insightful analysis, and that hurts your feelings because it doesn't match your leftist worldview of hating white people, hating men, hating Christians, and hating the West. But I'm sorry for you white ferrayas. If that hurts your worldview, that's your fault, not mine. If unredacting something on the phone, I've seen this thing is old news. There's no unredacting. It's redacted for a reason, to protect victims or sources and methods. You cannot compromise sources and methods, and that's one reason why these things take so long to get unclassified or to release publicly. You cannot burn sources, and you do that, people get killed. We had 200 spies killed because of that scumbag Edward Snowden. Released top secret Sensitive Compartment information, which disclosed to the Soviets or to the Russians who was spying and the Chinese who was spying for the West, for the United States, and they were executed. Yep. Depends on what the definition of is correct. Hey, Arctic, what's going on, man? Charles Langenhoven. Charles, are things any better for you guys up there, man? I haven't delved into your problem in a couple days. I did, I believe, resolve the issues for the folks in California, the colored family. Yep, I believe we've got that resolved. I spoke to the IRC today. The IRC is the organization taking care of those folks out there in California, and they called me back. What's today? Tuesday. They called me Monday, and they called me again today to give me an update and tell me what's going on with the colored family in California. Yeah, so I think there was miscommunication. That might be part of it. For instance, it didn't seem like the family is aware that they have a person. So they got a message from a caseworker, and the caseworker said, I'm going on vacation. I don't know if the caseworker didn't tell them that there's another person who fills in for them when they're gone, or they didn't understand. I suspect they didn't tell the family that. But whatever the case is, it's sorted now. They have a person who's working for them to get things resolved. Also, they're going to help them get their kids enrolled in school. These are things that have been left hanging out there. So that's one example of things that I'm trying to do to help people. But I mean, it's not even my job here. So what is that lady's name? I got to check on something else. So you guys love the music. Thanks. Those are old ones. Those are old songs. The Waffle. Cyril the Waffle Man. We made that months ago. Johan Barnard, welcome to you. Christian Ras, Sloth Puppy, Airs an OG. And then Karen von Vijk and Pikachu. That's right, Pikachu. Okay. My wife, Fanny Melona. Okay. Rudolph Skeppers, Keith Alderson in from Coventry. What's going on, Keith? We let the Nazis bomb the sun out of that town so we wouldn't give things up. That was a shame. What else we got here? On the crap they had. Okay. And then Loretta Neathling, welcome to you. The leftists don't have a lot to cling to, so they're trying their level best to implicate Trump. Yeah, the leftists don't have a lot to cling to, so they take my cogent analysis and steal it and use it to put non sequiturs up. They put up leftist magazines saying leftist publications, the U.S. has committed human rights violations. Where? We haven't committed human rights violations. Hardick is telling him to create a sibling for the 2-year-old. Well, that'll keep you busy. Webwolf, good evening to you. Monique Augustine, hello. Ebola games. Ebola games. 11, welcome to you. Phoenix. Yeah, we came to Virginia from South Africa away from family. Okay. That's what I thought, Rohan. Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if you have transport, so I'm sorry that you, but join us for Christmas here. It will be Christmas tomorrow this time. It'll be Christmas in South Africa. So if you're still stuck on that time zone, then you can celebrate it here. But Christmas Day, I'll be here. Dressed as Santa. I was dressed as Santa early this evening to the Veterans Organization. So I really can't get down to Virginia to wish you a Merry Christmas or invite you up here. But if I could, I would. But thank you, Rohan. I'm glad that you're there. So there are some folks that we're trying to help in part of Virginia, and I'm not going to discuss it any further because I don't know if that was you. I don't want to disclose people's identities here. Jermaine Jacobs, good morning. When doing the questionnaire and one arrives at a point when it says complete and submitted, what else should you do? Well, you should get a return screen that says it's complete, right? That's all you do. That's all you do. That's it. And you wait patiently. They are still doing it. Doing what, Monique? The questionnaire? Of course they are. That is why the interview with Josh was so good. Further confirmation, 100% clear how hypocritical South acts when it comes to preaching morality. It's not actually giving out some more currency. Yeah, I know. Well, first off, Dirk, thank you. The interview with Josh Mersevi was fantastic to have in no small measure because he actually worked for Church World Services in Kenya and was sent to South Africa to work with approval from the South Africans to remove Somalis and Congolese and others to America as refugees. So the South African government had no problem letting Church World Services operate in South Africa as long as it wasn't South Africans. Hypocrites! Yep. Exposed for the world to see. Yes, Light Rain wants to know how long they've been in Virginia. So, beginning of December. Okay. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas every time of year. Just me and my brother now. He says the other side of town and public transit almost non-existent. Okay, I've lived in Virginia. It's nice. Yeah, Virginia's okay, Light Rain. It used to be better. You know, they say Virginia's for lovers. The tagline that came up in the 1980s, 70s. Virginia's for lovers. It's like life being it, some of these silly things. Anyway. Which people perished in China? Lots of people perished in China, Holden. 40 million during the Cultural Revolution. I'm not sure which China people you're talking about. Talking about the Rohingyas? No, not the Rohingyas. Excuse me. That's Myanmar. Uyghurs. Talking about Uyghurs? Good evening, Grayling. What's going on, my friend? How you doing there? Okay. They aren't really equipped to handle it correctly. There are only 3 of them. Charles, you talking about the refugee assistance folks? believe they're referring to some of the files were just blacked out and not removed, so you can copy paste and it goes back to unredacted. Ah, gotcha, Light Rain, thank you. Yeah, I'm not spending any time reading the Epstein files because he's dead. She's in prison. Some of the victims are off themselves. Others should sue the state. I mean, there's nothing more I can do about it. If there's officials involved, then it's up to the authorities to prosecute them. Me being upset about it is not going to change anything. I would much more concerned about Vince Foster and his death. Much more concerned about the whitewash over that. I'm much more concerned about the January 6th commission and its fraud and why terabytes of data disappeared from their so-called commission. I want those people in Congress prosecuted for their crimes against the American people, their treason they committed with that fake commission. Liz Cheney, Kinzinger, all those scumbags. I'm much more concerned about that. I'm much more concerned about the officials in the CDC, the NIH, the White House staff, the National Security Council, and the Justice Department who colluded, coerced, or cajoled tech companies to censor us during their COVID scam. I'm much more concerned about that. My constitutional rights were abrogated by Joe frickin' scumbag Biden and his worthless regime. By the way, did you see? Apparently, little Hunter had a little 5.5 hour interview with a famous content creator. 5.5 hours. Who could listen to that crackhead for 5.5 hours? But the highlights were he said his dad screwed up Afghanistan. Well, thank you for the obvious there, Hunter. We're well aware of that. Yep. But anyway, so yeah, Hunter Biden, 5.5 hour interview. There are black sites. Absolutely, there are black sites. Of course, there are black sites. You got to have black sites. Why wouldn't you have black sites? I actually hope to have at least cracked a smile with my first comment. I remember what your first comment was, man, but I'll smile now. Hey, Beefcake, that means Dan is here in from Wyoming, man. You get any snow out there yet, man? I was in Star Valley recently, and I was loving it. Loving it. Oh, my goodness, Star Valley. Love it. But then I love Yellowstone and Grand Teton. I'd love to be like a park ranger in Grand Teton. That'd be awesome. Not so much Yellowstone, but Grand Teton. Don't have a PC, says Rohan. Okay. Thanks for the good wishes and advice. We have a nice surprise for our daughter. Got some nice support from people. Sent us a truth deck. Oh, that's really nice. Rohan, that's super awesome, man. I still need my phone's speakers after the stream. What are you talking about, Arctic? Notice Arctic has Galaxy on there. That means he's been like a member for the longest period of time. I don't know if YouTube creates longer avatars, longer than 2 years, but that's it. The CIA assets. Huh? What are you guys talking about, man? Enjoy your Christmas with your daughter. You're in a much better place now. Much safer place anyway, I'm sure. Great to hear. Just look up. Rohan, take the time to... I see we got refugees are coming over and they're sticking with the program, man. I love it. I love it. It's great. We've got Willem and Cara. We've got Rohan. We've got a few others who keep tuning in. I don't see the Langtons on here much. They were popping on briefly there when my visit took place. Sharon, welcome to you. Plan out next Christmas. Make it a big one for you and the family. There you go. Pikachu has good advice. I really don't get those Democrats. President Trump's been in office for less than a year while Sleepy Joe sat in the Epstein files for 4 years. He sat in for 4 years. Exactly. I don't get the conservatives, the so-called conservatives. Why isn't he releasing the files he promised? Good Lord. The guy released the files 3 months after he got in, released another tranche 5 months after he got in, released another tranche 7 months, and now 10 months, 11 months in, they released 300,000 files, and that's not enough. It's ridiculous. What concerned me is bin Laden killed 14 Marines in Afghanistan and leaving the equipment behind. Mr. 790825. Is that like Agent 99? Yeah, they gave Biden the presidency instead of a gold watch. Exactly. Got a dusting a week ago. Okay, the wind has been blowing too hard. 144 miles per hour wind in the western part of the state. A train blew over. Oh, good Lord. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. And you all want to go to Wyoming? No, Wyoming's not for you. Wyoming's for Dan and me. It's a man's, man. Yeah, it's Wyoming's for adults, man. You got to be grown up to live in Wyoming. Yep. YouTube out and everything starting over. You were the first channel subscribed. Well, thank you, Rohan. That's awesome. Why'd you start a new account? I mean, you didn't have to, but that's interesting. Should have moved on from that crazy Biden age ago. We should have moved on from Biden in 1972. That little freaking, plugs wonder there. Gosh bless it. Kathy's back. Yeah, you used to say when people talk about you, you must be important. Well, that's true, isn't it? The Republicans in the House Senate are close to useless and delay appointments. Well, you won't get an argument from me on that one, man. You're probably wondering what I'm doing. I have myself an icy blue raspberry. Icy. So I'm just crunching it up so I can enjoy it. They wish there is something on... Well, they want something on Trump. Yeah, we should have moved on from Biden a long time ago, man. My mind's going blank now. Yeah, Joe Biden. Remember that? My mind's going blank. That was fun. I still have that video on here. Nah, they just obsess. But here's the thing. I mean, what you just said, people are talking about you, must be important. Okay, fair enough. When you're taking flack, you must be over the target. Fair enough. But the obsession with these people, and you know, for rational people, they just can't prove me wrong. They never dispute the facts. I mean, no one disputes what I came up with there. I mean, let me just go through those very quickly for you guys. The stuff I put in that other video, because not everybody saw the video, I'm sure. Let's see. Top Africa group. Come on. Oh, it's taking forever. Index. There we go. So, here we go. So here's the first. I did a few of these things, and I did them so that we could talk about this. I put this in my video. I said, well, here's one. Trump suspends all foreign assistance to South Africa. That's an action that the United States took towards South Africa this year. True. But that's not right. That's not what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, but it's from his executive order, and the reason for it is because South Africa's abrogated the rule of law. They enacted the Expropriation Act, which violates the Constitution and the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. They took aggressive positions toward the United States and their allies, including Israel, but not Hamas with genocide. And they reinvigorated relations with Iran to develop commercial, military, and nuclear arrangements. And what are they doing? Right now, they have a naval exercise with the Iranians. That's why the term limits for Congress may not be a bad thing, having the same people in power for decades just selling their duty. Well, I mean, yeah, I'm with you. I don't dispute that. Look at Nancy Pelosi, that fossil, that dinosaur. She's been there forever. Yep. Colonel, to you and everyone that sent me a big birthday wish yesterday, big thank you. All right, Xavier, happy birthday. Morning ritual being on live stream ended rather abruptly. Why was that? There's a difference between disagreement and slander, and that woman is tipping over the edge. Well, she's been over the edge since the very beginning. She's committing criminal injuria. She's committing slander. She's just saying fraudulent things every day, and she thinks it's going unnoticed. I don't know if she realizes that content can be downloaded and presented in court. So whatever. People choose to step on their schlong. That's their dumb decision. As I said, I contacted 3 attorneys in South Africa, and her comments are actionable. Yep. But very few people actually believe that garbage. Dumb people believe it. But, you know, can't do my best. Well, it's just for me and you. Perhaps some eligible South African bachelorettes. Yeah, I'm with you, Dad. I'm with you on that. Maybe a few Boermeisties there. Boermeisties. If they had a decade of dropping evidence against Trump, exactly. If he did anything salaciously wrong, it would have destroyed him. It was not released. So logic says it doesn't exist. Exactly. Exactly, Light Rain. And people are going to say, well, it's just too much information. Well, all that information was gathered by agents and was reviewed by supervisors and was forwarded up over the years. So none of it went unnoticed. Everything was listened to and looked at. Yep. So Ibrahim Rasool called America racist and Donald Trump the leader of global white supremacy. Yep. So this is what South Africa did to us. So we refused to let South Africa participate in G20 events. That's after South Africa refused to hand over the presidency to our senior representative, president's personal representative. Ronald Lamola falsely claimed that Donald Trump was the leader of a white supremacist movement on CNN. 16 November, Ramaphosa repeatedly mocked President Trump in the USA throughout the G20 Johannesburg. South African interlocutors repeatedly shut down U.S. and other G20 member discussions at meetings throughout the year. South African government doxed U.S. G20 negotiators. By the way, that's not the doxing from the raid on Woodmead. No, that's throughout the year. They doxed our officials early in the year, and almost nobody noticed it. I did, and I reported on it. South Africa perverted the G20 into a developing world beggar's bowl of debt relief and just energy transition handouts. And Ramaphosa and Lamola insult the United States, calling the president's personal representative a junior official. That's what they did to us. So some of the things we haven't done to them is we haven't required a visa bond for South Africa, even though it's the most egregious offender of the visa bonds of the visa overstays, I should say. So here are the 13 countries that now have to have bonds to come to America. If you want a visa to come to America, you must put down $5,000, $10,000, or $15,000, depending on the serious nature of your country. 11 of the 13 are African countries, including neighboring Botswana and Namibia. What have they done? Almost nothing in comparison to what South Africa's done. What am I talking about? Well, let's take a look at this. Here you go. The two countries in yellow do not have a requirement for a visa bond, but the ones in white do. Botswana with just 146 people who overstayed their visa, but South Africa with 1,391 people who have illegally stayed in America beyond their visa in 2024, fiscal 2024. So South Africa is the most egregious in raw numbers. True, the percentage is low, but the percentage for the Central African Republic is also low, but they're on the list. Just 2 people in the Central African Republic are overstaying their visa, yet 1,391 from South Africa. So again, we're not, well, it's not germane. Why do you want to know Kenya? Kenya is not germane. Kenya is not on the list. I haven't looked it up. I could look it up. And then it comes to tariffs. South Africa is crying about tariffs, but South Africa is not negotiating to lower the tariffs. Some of the countries that would impose high tariffs have adjusted and allowed U.S. products into their country now. And so you see Bangladesh from 37 to 20, Cambodia from 49 to 19%. China, the peak was 84, back down to 30%. India, 50%, now back at 25%. South Africa, 30%, no negotiation. Switzerland, 39 to 15%. Vietnam, 46 to 20%. So there you go. There you go. Why do I? Okay, well, I mean, I already answered that question. Let's see if I've got the report here. I had it. Let's see if I download it. Let me see. I need to pull that back up because I'm going to get to that. Give me a second. Download. Let's see if I can find it. Just so much stuff I download here. So let me see. Because I do my research. Actually look these things up. But I got to find that report. Oh, come on. Looking for it here. I'm not seeing it. No, it's not there. Where is it? That's a G20 report. Huh. No, I don't see it. Let me just asterisk PDF. Asterisk dot PDF. Is this it? Earlier this week, this might be it. No, that's the business licensing bill in South Africa. Customer survey, near summary. Oh, that's my credit card statement. There it go. No, it's not here. I thought I had it. So, I mean, you can look it up. It's a matter of record. Public, it's just a matter of record. Look at visa overstays. Warning if it was not to assist people that's trying to immigrate. If not, don't understand always why there's not a bond visa. No, it wouldn't affect refugees. No. South Africa's not on there, Joe, because, as I said, South Africa's not being targeted by the United States. Those are just lies from leftists who hate America and lie about America. If we were targeting South Africa, these are the things that could be put in play. Removal from the SWIFT banking system, which would destroy South Africa's economy. Banning U.S. companies from doing business in South Africa, which is relatively easy for the president to do. We could undermine the rand. We could dump currency and undermine the rand and crush the South African economy. We could impose economic sanctions. We could put travel bans, punitive tariffs. 30% is not punitive. That's in response to the tariffs on us and the quotas. Export quotas. We could limit the number of things South Africa, like 1,000 bottles of wine per year or something like that. You could disrupt the South African bond market so easily. You could delist South African companies from U.S. stock exchanges. Target travel bans or economic sanctions on officials. We could embargo South African goods and services. And this is more serious, blockade South Africa, which would be an act of war. The United Nations Security Council resolutions, we've not called for one for South Africa arming Libyan warlords who are sanctioned by the United Nations. We have not called for a resolution against South Africa for sending mercenaries to Russian forces. And we've not called on a UN Security Council resolution for violating the Universal Declaration of Human Rights with expropriation without compensation. There is many things that could be done in South Africa that haven't been done. So that was made to dispute this nonsense that the United States is targeting South Africa. We're simply not. It's just nonsense and poppycock. What this does is only incorporates, will continue to travel for U.S. pure vacation purposes. Most folks will look past the U.S. A bond on top visa becomes a bit much. Yeah, well, Dirk, that's right. And that's the intent. That's what they want to do. But the countries that are listed there aren't really big tourist destinations. They're destinations for visa overstays. People illegally immigrating to America. South Africa, it has been applied because it's not even practical for South Africa. There's not even a purpose to it. And Xavier says, it's excellent video. Everything is 100% correct. USA is not the bully, but the cancer continues to taunt and swipe the U.S. Yep, exactly. That's why I made the video. It's sad that it doesn't have 1 million views. It just has 15,000. Well, Joey, because it's a low rate and it's not practical. I mean, they're not going to do that because a lot of business people travel back and forth. Yeah, and a lot of tourists come to America too, and it would have a devastating impact. And there's with a 1% overstay rate, it's not that big a deal. But the raw numbers, South Africa is the most egregious of those countries. Oh, there you go. So you looked it up. Thank you. Yeah, more than South Africa. You're right. So why isn't that on there? Well, why is Central African Republic on there? It only has 2 people that overstayed. That's the administration's choice. That is a bad rate. 9% is very high. Thank you for sharing that, Wydoy. Yeah, so you found it. Yeah, that's bad. That's bad. You're looking at fiscal year 24, correct? Yep. And Rudolph says, like Neil DeBeer said, they're just that stupid. Yep. Why what, man? You wonder why? Well, I can tell you why. Because the U.S. is currying favor and working with Kenya. Yeah, and they're working with Angola. Angola also has a high rate. But Angola wasn't put on there. What was Angola's rate? Let me look at that. That's why I put Angola, because it was in Southern Africa. I put it on there along with South Africa. Hang on a second. Here we go. Come on. Angola's rate was 15%, 14.5%. Yeah. So that's pretty high. Now, this, I didn't intend to put all of Africa. I put the 11 countries on there that were forced to pay a visa. Plus, I added South Africa to make the point that South Africa is not being targeted. And Angola, because Angola is also not being targeted. Angola has 554, which is 1/3, but it has a fraction of the visitors that South Africa has, because the Angolans are mostly rich oil people that are coming over. And so, but that's a high rate. There are definitely some visa skips in there. So, but look at that. Sao Tome and Principe only had 6 people come over, and now they're on the list. They have the 6 people that come over this year will have to pay a bond. To me, the only egregious ones on there are Angola, the Gambia, Guinea-Bissau, Malawi, Mauritania. That's the only ones. And Tanzania. Tanzania is also a bad one, yep. No, thank you. I thought the video was very informative. It was also very balanced and objective, and it was clear. You know, the U.S. is not. I never said the U.S. is innocent of everything. I just said it's simply, it's the narrative being told you is a lie. Kenya needs to take Obama back. I don't know about that. Supposedly his birth father is from Kenya, but that's in debate. There's a lot of thought that his actual birth father is a black American Marxist. I have no idea who his father is. I don't care. So frustrating to see the cancer dragging South Africa down the wrong path. Feel so frustrated to see this happening. Well, I agree with you. The reason I do not get caught up in the stupidity is the constant reminder of the 30% pass rate on the already lowered standards. Lack of correct words being used by journalists. Yeah, no, I mean, they lie all the time. They call asylum refugee. It's not the same thing. Like I said, I showed you that Telegraph article yesterday, and in the title alone, there are already 4 factually incorrect things. Factually incorrect. I mean, it doesn't even take a genius to figure these things out. But they do it with impunity. I mean, Donnie O'Sullivan knew exactly that he was wrong. He made that documentary intentionally as a piece of propaganda. He's not a real journalist. I'm sorry, Mr. O'Sullivan. You had your opportunity to be a real journalist, to be objective. You asked to interview me. You didn't really want to interview me. You interviewed me. You didn't like my answers, and you didn't put it in the video because my answers were factually correct. It doesn't fit your narrative. So not a real journalist. The Lying Dutchman, remember him? Lying Dutchman. Bram Vermeulen from the Netherlands. Yikes. Sad to see a top country getting to a state where it's unrecognizable. Youth never knew how great it was before. True. Can rehire Fauci so he could release super AIDS. Fauci, that guy's dangerous, man. So I do have a few news items to talk about here. The first one is Alberta independence petition. So you're talking about the Western Cape independence. You're talking about KZN independence. Alberta may get independence before either of them. Oh my goodness, folks. Alberta is pushing hard for independence. Whoops. Why is that there? Hang on a second. Let me change that. That should be this one here. Huh? That's not right. Oh, my goodness. Well, I guess I can't do that. I'm going to have to use the window on that. It doesn't want to work properly. Okay, so here we go. All right, so Alberta independence petition question approved to move forward by provincial election body. Whoa, Alberta wants to go independent. Elections Alberta said December 22nd that it approved a petition question regarding Alberta seceding from Canada and becoming an independent nation. The petition question was submitted by Alberta Prosperity Project Group, which has until early January to put in place a financial officer and then begin collecting enough signatures in order for its proposed question to become a provincial referendum. Do you agree that the province of Alberta should cease to be part of Canada and become an independent state? Yes! Oh, yes. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Let's take a look at what that will do to Canada geographically. It's a red state. It's a red province. Alberta is a red province. Okay, so map of provinces. Okay. Here we go. Let me find one. Alrighty, so let me show you what will happen if Alberta goes. Let's see what happens if Alberta goes. Okay. All right, here you go. So let me zip up a little bit here. All right, so here's Canada and its territories, folks. There you go. Oh, Canada. So Alberta is out there in the mountain states, the Rocky Mountains running through it. So it would put a big hole. You'd have to go through a foreign country to get from British Columbia to Saskatchewan. Yeah, you could go contiguously from Yukon to the Northwest Territories, the Nunavut, and down, but you would have a gap there. That would be devastating to Canada if it ever happened. Quebec is often talked about independence, but Canada would just devolve into multiple entities if that were to happen. If Quebec went, then Newfoundland and Labrador and Nova Scotia would probably go on their own way, along with PE Island. PE Island might stay, but you'd maintain Ontario, Manitoba, and Saskatchewan might remain as a country. And then Nunavut would take off on its own. Yukon, Northwest Territories would probably amalgamate, maybe with British Columbia, maybe not. Yeah, Canada would devolve very quickly from Canada into a complete patch of different countries. Yes. So Alberta, located out west with its capital in Edmonton, could be on its own very, very soon. It's a provincial capital out there. Wow. Oh, Canada. Belgium filed declaration of intervention under Article... oh, wow. Belgium filed an article of intervention. Does this mean they don't support the case against Israel? Wow. What does this say? The Hague, today Belgium invoking Article 63, filed the Registry of Court declaration of intervention in the case concerning 63, whenever the construction of a convention, which and availing itself the right to intervention, Belgium relies on its status as a party. Belgium contends that the construction article appears to be in question. Focus attention. In accordance with the article, South Africa and Israel have been invited to furnish written observations of the declaration. Full text is on the court's website. Okay, well, that's not got a hyperlink I can get to, so that's not going to help me. Press release. Maybe on the press release I can get to it from there. Let me see. International Court of Justice. Okay. Okay. I don't know what this means. Can anybody tell me what it means? Without reading this. Wow. Go Alberta. I read that you don't get much in the way. They don't. Well, I'm sure the radio in South Africa is liars. I'm sure that. I have no doubt about that. How like the people cycle in the USA? Huh? You mean ride bicycles? Some people ride them at night, but it's not particularly safe. Depends where you're at. I mean, people ride bicycles all the time. Also, wintertime, it gets dark much quicker. We're very far north in latitude here. They're siding with the terrorist. So what's the purposes? Is it a friend of the court thing? I don't really understand it. I'm going to have to read it. So it's 3 pages. Let me print it so I can read later. Excuse me. Excuse me. 1-2. Okay. Okay, it's printing, so I'll have to look at it later. I don't get it. No, Trudeau is gone. He's been replaced. Oh, gosh. I got all the flavor and not the juice. That was strong. Christmas vacation. I'll pass. You mean the previous governor of the Bank of England who decided that he wants to move to Canada, help destroy that country as well? Alberta is conservative, mostly aligned with America, more than the wankers in Quebec and Ontario. They're basically North Dakota. North. Yeah, I agree, Light Rain. That's what I'm saying, yeah. Yep. Go Alberta. Yeah, no, I love Alberta. Yeah. So I've been out that way. Yep. Been to Calgary. Love Calgary. Yep. Calgary's nice. They got these really cool inside stuff. Anyway, so yeah, so there you go, folks. Alberta independence movement. Yeah, got a referendum coming long before Cape Independence or KZN independence. The Mshlanga Commission, Lieutenant General Mkwanazi says that, hey, guys, guess what? They must force change in the police. KZN Police Commissioner Lieutenant General Nandla Mkwanazi says the final report in the Mshlanga Commission must do more than diagnose the problem. It must force change. Speaking publicly for the first time since the commission submitted its interim report to President Ramaphosa, he said he expects the final findings to confront what he has repeatedly described as a justice system in chaos, or in crisis, excuse me. The rot was deepening. We could no longer pretend everything was working. Well, I agree. You're right, buddy. And South Africa's got a major problem with its law enforcement. A major, major problem, folks. Right. What was I going to do here? There we go. Trudeau has other interests now. Yeah, I'm sure. Maybe he's visiting Daddy's grave in Havana. North Dakota with maple syrup and cock TV channels. Well, there's no maple syrup in that part of the Canada. Maple syrup is in Ontario and Quebec. Just saying. Conrad, what's going on? Watch out for drunk drivers. Yeah, always watch out for drunk drivers. Theo, good morning. Is it January? No, Christmas special on the day of St. Julius Malema. Oh, is that okay? Is the 23rd of January the date that Malema is supposed to be sentenced? Because there's a lot of threats going around on social media threatening white South Africans that they're going to be slaughtered on the 23rd of January. Is that the date that his sentencing is? I think that's what's going on. Juju's sentencing, I think, is on the 23rd of January. Am I right about that, guys? Somebody let me know. Yeah, Charlene, the United States has been very patient with South Africa's behavior. Yep, 23rd of January, that's what it is. So, of course, white South Africans have nothing to do with the criminal actions of Julius Malema when he shot that rifle into the air. So what would they be to blame? Who's dating what crap singer? Rohan, I've seen bear. I've come across bear. It can be a very pucker-inducing moment. Indeed, it can. No matter how much a man you are, they can outrun you. They can outclimb you. They can beat your ass. You don't want to mess with bear, man. Bear are not cool. By the way, there was a bear in Untamed. There was a scene with a bear. That was pretty cool. I like the response to that. Love that movie, Untamed. Or that series, Untamed, not movie. Is it only me, but did this whole Mshlanga Commission not start because of allegations against Mkuno? Now so many other officials have been thrown into the wolves, and there's just silence on Mkuno. Yeah, agreed. It all started, but you're right. That's how it started. I don't think the ANC is at 37% popular. I think it's worse. I think it's lower. Shopping in Walmart at 3 a.m. is awesome, especially if you're trying to figure out which brand of cereal is the least unhealthy. Yeah, his bodyguard was white. What does that have to do with him firing the rifle? Why should white people suffer because of that stupidity? Real maple syrup. To what I know, opening a school where they want to make her do something. I'm not sure. He married Katy Perry? It makes him roar. Katy Perry has the dumbest songs. Daily Juicy News completely forgot about Mkuno. Excellent divert. Yeah, no, lots of stuff. No one's talking about creepy Crypt Creeper. There's nothing about Nancy Pelosi or about Chucky Schumer these days or Mitch McConnell. 3 fossils that should have left government a long time ago. All of them are escaping scrutiny. Adam Schiff is escaping scrutiny. They're all escaping scrutiny now. Juju slap on the wrist. That's not... Yeah, you're right. It'll be a slap on the wrist. He had nothing to do with the murder of Stompy. No. Where are you getting that from? No, that was a soccer team. Wasn't on a soccer team. The national dialogue. Yeah, I got you, Dirk. The national dialogue. That's a funny one. Yeah, that is funny. South Africa's national dialogue. What a waste of time and a bunch of nonsense. So we're dropping off this week in views, but that's, as I said, folks, I think it has everything to do with the fact that it's Christmas week. I hope that's what it is. But if we keep the super chats coming, we'll have a good month here. People keep watching the videos. That'd be great. So on ad revenue, I'm doing all right here on some of these videos. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 did okay this month. It's cool. Yep. Anyway, we slowed down in gaining subscribers the last couple of days, though, too, because people were taking their Christmas vacation. They're dating so much for you keeping up important news. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not keeping up. I was mentioned before, but I don't really care about Justin Trudeau unless it means he's got handcuffs on and not in the bedroom. Well, I shop for products in Europe, and I figured it out in Italian, in German, in French, even in Swedish. I figured it out. Bears that are used to living around humans are potentially more dangerous. They are. They are. Yep. In the woods, they're hunted, so they run. One day special national dialogue. Yeah. People are going to be starved for news from 2 January again. I think you're right about that. Well, remember last year, this is what got me going in. I'm trying to spill anything on this beautiful. Okay, yeah. I won't spill anything on this old school jersey. Last year, it was Nobs Mkhizi after Christmas who assaulted the employees on the aircraft. Never, as far as I know, she'd never been banned from flying. I'm not aware of any consequences on Nobs Mkhizi from the South African Human Rights Commission. None. It's Palestinian fight for freedom, its rejection and independence. The Palestinian state not the same. The ANC in the 1960s and its rejection of independence. My understands. I'm not sure where you're going with that. Varoshka, have a good day. Varoshka, I see you commented in Off Our Cons on that short that the Sunnyside Prowler made about me. I didn't get a chance to read it. Emailing Amazon now to expedite your delivery so you can stop chewing on that cock ice. Oh, jeez. We really tolerate Arctic, don't we? We really have to tolerate that guy. I'm telling you, man. We really have to tolerate him. He's always up to something. What's Mad Max got for us now? I'm glad Max got his credit card sorted. Secretary of State Marco Rubio. For far too long, ideologues in Europe have led organized efforts to coerce American platforms to punish American viewpoints they oppose. The Trump administration will no longer tolerate these egregious acts of extraterritorial censorship. Today, the State Department will take steps to bar leading figures of the global censorship industrial complex from entering the United States. We stand ready and willing to expand this list if others do not reverse course. That's awesome. That's awesome. Michael O'Keefe says, make sure Jeremy Godfrey, head of the Irish Media Commission, is top of the list. Yep. Put Starmer on the list. Well, here, I'll let you guys see that. I'll put it on the screen since he brought it up. So it's from Marco Rubio. There's Michael O'Keefe. That guy, is that a real picture? You couldn't look any dweebier than that if you tried. So it's Kirk. Rubio is the best Secretary of State. Thank you, sir. We did not elect the World Economic Forum, World Health Organization. This is Europe, not this. Exactly. Let's free ourselves from the shackles of the EU. Agreed. That's the real Europe. Yep. And that's just national flags. That's not even national groups. The UK is full of Welsh and Irish, Scots, English. Yep. Manx. Brits gave up their guns. Now the government puts them in jail for yelling, "We love bacon." Yep. It's okay to be white. It's okay to be white. White lives matter. ADL says that's a hate symbol. Yep, so that's interesting. So that's good to see from Rubio. But there's something I want. Let me see if I download it here. I think I saved this. There it is. Yeah. So this was from a few years ago. Someone put this on Twitter again to remind us all not to forget this. So here's the problem. People perverting the English language. A proper noun is capitalized, not an adjective. White is an adjective when you're describing someone. If it's a color, it's a color. Black is an adjective. So this is what they put up. The AP. Why will lowercase white? AP style will continue to lowercase the term white in racial, ethnic, and cultural senses. This decision follows our move last month to capitalize black in such uses. We consulted with a wide group of people internally and externally around the globe and considered a variety of commentary in making these decisions. So you simply decided to pervert the English language because you're racist. Associated Press. That's what they did a few years ago. They're racist. In that context, neither white nor black should be capitalized. Neither one. Next big conflict involving boots on the ground. Okay. For anyone? For anyone? Thailand and Cambodia. That's the next big one. Yep. Boots on the ground. He wanted to treat people to a Southern breakfast with lots of bacon, but they mostly use it for decoration. They don't eat bacon like we eat bacon. Yeah, the Germans don't. Their bacon's not the same. And for that matter, neither is Britain. Britain has disgusting bacon. They call it bacon or macon. Ugh, God, it's all fat and disgusting. It's not bacon. It's just ham. Ugh, they don't know what bacon is, man. UK jail, more than 12,000 social media comments, more than the next 10 countries combined. Dirk, where'd you get that figure from? That's a scary thing. Oh, you asked what original content she published as. Thank you for that, Veroshka. That's very kind of you. I appreciate that. It was enough for cons. I didn't have time to figure it out. No original content. Just thieving off, just hiving off me, trying to get famous off me. And look, if she wants a date, just tell her I'm busy, okay? I'm just busy. If she's looking for a date. Propaganda machine is going big time here. Thailand is not going to stand down. They believe they have the moral high ground. No, amazing yacht destinations. I agree with you. I think that's going to be the next boots on the ground. The Thais are going to invade Cambodia. Yeah. I mean, I think sensing what's going on, that seems to be the most likely thing that's going to happen next. Yep, absolutely. But that figure you gave there, Dirk could see, is shocking. That is actually shocking. 12. I knew they arrested hundreds, but I didn't know 12,000. Being conservative here, pigs are as smart as dogs. I was a farmer. I would disagree. I don't think pigs are as smart as dogs. I don't think so. Nobody eats burnt to crap bacon like the Americans. No, Canadians eat it. And it isn't burnt. And not if it's cooked properly. But you do agree the UK bacon is terrible. It's terrible, man. Terrible. Oh, damn, my hip. Oh. Hermanus. Yeah, so I wanted to show you guys. Let me see if I still got it here. I'm just going to have a little fun here with the German ambassador. Let me find this. I don't have it there. So I'm going to have to do it here. Okay, let's go to X. Pishka. That's not what I wanted. That's not X. That's New York Times. X.com. Okay, there we go. It's taking a little second to load here. X. And I want Pishka. Andres Peshka. There it is. Okay, let me tell you something about the German ambassador. No, there's no problem. What do you mean here in South Africa? Is this a problem? No, there's no problem. I was just at the Oktoberfest in Johannesburg. Yeah, at the Oktoberfest in Johannesburg. And we had Eisbein and beer, and there was no persecution. No. Let me tell you about Mr. Eisbein and beer. Let me show you his platform, his Twitter account. The man has gone rogue and gone native. And not even balanced. South Africa has 12 ethnic groups. And let's show you what's on his Twitter account. He's the ambassador to South Africa. He's not the South African ambassador to Germany. He is the South African ambassador the German ambassador to South Africa. Andreas Peshka. Remember him? No, I was just at Oktoberfest, ja. Jawohl, wir haben solche gute Zeit gehabt, ja, wir haben viel Bier getrunken und Schnaps und so weiter. Ja, es war fabelhaft, ausgezeichnet. Ja, ich muss eigentlich sagen, dass ich solche gute Zeit gehabt habe. Ja, und alle die Leute waren fabelhaft, ja. Und wir haben Eisbein und Bier und Brezel, ja. Und die Mädels, très sexy. Ja, sehr sexy. Ja. Es war wie in Frankfurt, ja. Und die rote Licht. Ja. So, Eisbein, yeah. Eisbein. Yeah, let's take a look at Mr. Eisbein. You ready? Here you go. Let's look at his Twitter account. You ready for this? Mr. Eisbein, here he is. Andreas Peschke, the ambassador for the Federal Republic of Germany. Der Botschafter der Bundesrepublik Deutschland. Deutschland, über alles auf der Welt. The German ambassador to South Africa, Eswatini, and Lesotho. There you go. He's got 16,000 followers. Let's see what he talks about. Oh, here's the first one. When others walk away, the EU stays. Why? Because even continents have neighbors. They know prosperity is never built alone. Trade anchors Europe-Africa relations with EU as the largest trading partner and investor. That's what a win-win looks like. That's called poppycock. That's poppycock. While the U.S. gave $8.1 billion to fight HIV and keep millions of people alive in southern Africa, what did the EU give? Almost nothing. Besides, the EU isn't real. It's a fiction. German, GTZ, they've changed their name now. Now they're Jizz or something like that. Yeah, Jizz. Now they're called Jizz. It used to be JTZ. But now they're Jizz. Those guys, what have they done? What has DFID done and its replacement? It was renamed in 2020 something else. What have they done? What have the French done? DFID withdrew from most of Africa. Now the U.S. is drawing back, and they're trying to pretend like they're the ones that are been helping Africa along. No, you haven't. The Europeans haven't done squat because the Europeans didn't contribute to Africa in a positive manner. So they're trying to pretend. Oh, look at this. Great start, Bafana. Okay, that's fine. You can like Bafana. Okay, here he's got some really gnarly, disgusting-looking toes of some German tourist, presumably. And he said they hosted 45,000 tourists from Germany in November. #1 from the world. And, of course, look at this. Ingpela Bajilamane Batandam Zanzi. Yes, okay, well, thank you. Not in German, but in that language. Here he is with Pretoria and Schwane, Christmas. Okay. I don't know what this is. These people, are they singing or something? Okay, I guess I was trying to be clever there. Here he is, Mzansi. Yes, Reconciliation Day. Here he is. Do you notice any trends here? Do you see any white South Africans at all? Anything celebrating? There he is at Blood River. He's at Blood River. A reconciliation. Did he go across the river to talk to the Afrikaners, to the Boers? I did. I talked to the Zulu. I talked to the Afrikaners. But this guy is clearly just in the tank. Here he is on Reconciliation Day. Shocked at the terror attack in Sydney. Really? Oh, look. German president visiting. The German president has no authority, by the way. It's a figurehead position. Okay. That's your ambassador in Zimbabwe. He says he's a cool guy. Okay, I'll take your word for it. Okay, looking back on the G20, solidarity. What the hell is that? That's a coin they handed out? Okay. All right. I don't know who this lady is. What's this? Refugees. It's a UNHCR representative. Sports are work to alleviate the plight of refugees. But apparently he doesn't believe in that because he just believes that South Africans are refugees. Okay. Stop violence against women and girls. That's the first picture that has any white people in it. Human Rights Day. These are the EU ambassadors, so that doesn't count. Here he is in Newsroom Africa spreading his propaganda. Okay. Newsroom Africa, his propaganda outlet. He stands outside of it. Oh, a white person. Wow. Oh, but that's because she's German from the General Council. Okay. And this guy is teaching Sapiti, so he doesn't count. Do you notice a trend here, folks? No white people. Do you see any white people here? The German ambassador to South Africa acts as if the country is entirely black. Yet he talks about going to Oktoberfest. And he said there was no persecution. There is persecution right here. The fact that he ignores white South Africans. And coloreds. No coloreds, no whites, no Indians. Did you see that? Did you see that? Andreas Peschke is talking about no persecution in South Africa, but he is whitewashed whites, Indians, and coloreds out of his Twitter feed. Interesting. Macon is a cured smoked meat prepared like pork bacon but serves as non-pork alternative. It's nasty. Hello there, Tinky Keezer. By that logic, you eat dogs if they tasted good. Whose logic are you talking about, Rats Roll? Tastes much better than dogs. My childhood friend lives in the Isle of Man with his family, but spends weekends in London working as a real old school journalist with integrity. That's pretty cool, Karen. I like the Isle of Man. I didn't know I was going to like it. I went there, and there was still snow there when I went and up in the hills. It was pretty cool. Yep, that's the bottom line with that. Weimar Republic bingo card is almost full. Inflation, degenerate elites, racial humiliation rituals, transmutilation, drugs. Yeah, it sounds like the Weimar Republic all over again. The German history, you would expect them to be very aware and open about our racial discrimination laws. No, they're just woke retards. Yep. Look, they use the intelligence apparatus to spy on a legitimate registered political party. Alternative für Deutschland. Printed meat. I'll pass on the printed meat. After all, the Iranians, Palestinians trained the ANC according to Naledi Pandor. Makes sense as to why the mirror image. Yeah. Good morning. I'm a tad late. Okay. What's this? I apologize. I was wondering where the line is and don't want to cause any trouble extra work. Not sure what you said, Light Rain. What did you say? About the Weimar Republic? Oh, okay. EU seems to think the best policy is just ignore the facts and hope things will improve. You just keep quiet. Exactly. It's never worked in the history of the world. Yep. Of course, you will think South Africa is safe if you live in a hotel and eat exit tourists. Exactly. Exactly. Same trend is found in women's in business, even though white women are not discriminated by employment equity. All top-earning women is black, according to what I saw in the post. Yep, that's true, Theo. That's true. He'll learn fast enough, Chris, once he's had his first encounter. Exactly, Garrett. Exactly. Printed meat may be okay if it's printed from stem cell. Oh, no, we're not talking about printed meat. Okay, ignorance is the bliss of the land of the nod. Yep. Yeah, but that's Andrzej Peszka. Yeah, he's a sad example of a German ambassador. I've worked with German ambassadors in the past. They've been amazing people. And the German ambassador I worked with in Liberia was the offspring and was born in the Baltics. His family were ethnic Germans from the Baltic region. I think they were from Latvia, and they fled. And so that was 2007 when I met him. So when was he born? 1938 or something like that. Does that sound right? So he didn't really remember. That was 38. So 62. Yeah, I think it was like 38 he was born, or 35, something like that. But they were removed in 1939 from the Baltics, and he grew up in the West. But his parents were from Latvia, if I remember. Yep. And so he knew. He knew. Yep. From Osten. Yep. Yep. Good evening, Charles Edward Kolk. What's going on, man? Yes, why do they think it's necessary to drive in convoys of blue lights if it's so safe to go? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But the thing is, those things aren't safe. If people want to take those convoys out, they are imminently they can take them out. I mean, they did it to General Crozier. They murdered him in Frankfurt. Yep, killed him. Blew up his car. And he was in a convoy. Armored car, convoy, still killed him. The Red Army faction. Rote Armee Fraktion. Die Bader-Meinhof gang. Yep, those scumbags. Wealthy, rich, listless, lazy Germans. Yep. Yep. I mean, I could go on with the German ambassador. Here's some more. Here you go. Yep. No white people. 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 Oh, white people. Only because of the Springboks. And two colored dudes and a white guy. No white people. Oh, that's white people, but he's not in that picture. Here he is. He loves shaking Cyril Ramaphosa's hand. I have to say, male pattern baldness couldn't happen to better people. Hearing about Naledi the Hutt mention, I came across a video where she literally called for jihad. Yeah, no, she's a dangerous individual. Yep. It's also because people will say the colonel allows no thoughts on his channel and use it against him. Yeah, appreciate Light Rain for the sensitivity. I am staunchly anti-racist and frown upon goose stepping. Yep. But thank you for that. But it doesn't matter. I mean, but we have to control it. So Garrett misbehaved recently. I almost took him off the channel. I think he had a little too much drink the other night. Garrett said something he shouldn't have said. And now I have to hang around after until the chat stops because that was said after I left. Australia was almost assassinated while traveling in a blue light convoy. So these poor politicians need protection. Assassinated. Poor bastards they beat up, unconscious. They just do the blue light parade for show and intimidation. And it's arrogance. It's pure arrogance. Look at us. We're in charge now. We're important. You're not important. You're as dumb as you were before you got put in that position. Yep. And I blame the National Party for allowing things to get this way, just like I blame the Rhodesian Front for letting things get to the way they got in Zimbabwe. They're the ones who refused to give suffrage to black South Africans and to black Rhodesians and refused to ameliorate the situation, knowing the demographics works against them. The question whether it's moral or not isn't even in play here, but just being stupid. Yeah, it's just arrogance is what it's all about, folks. It's about arrogance. Look at us. Look how rich and powerful we are. Look how special we are. You're not special. You're just other jerks on the scene. Anyway, yeah, so enough of Peshka. LV says an Afrikaner veteran journalist and writer is confirming that Afriform is a group of racists who split from the National Party of the apartheid regime because they didn't agree with democratic South Africa. They didn't want non-whites to be given rights. Oh my gosh, this is Max Dupree, this fucking idiot. Yeah, it's Max Dupree. Wow. LV says, fact is the man is right, and that is millions of black people, English people, and others believe. We are not surprised by those Afrikaners C-word who are part-time beneficiaries. Oh my gosh. These people are just, these black racists are as bad as the white leftists. Now here's one I got a kick out of. So I'm a Muslim. I don't celebrate nor wish Christmas, yet you put Christmas tree in your... Moron. As Muslims, we have Christmas, a pagan holiday. Why am I seeing this shit on my feed? Look at all this crap from Muslims. I didn't ask for this. Look at these attacks. Whites hate truth. Whites hate peace. Whites hate coexistence. Whites hate equality. We created equality. We created human rights. Oh my gosh. These racists are unbelievable. Wow. There's a lot of nasty stuff here. Look at this. Look at this crap. Look at that.
I don't want to hear another white person say the word illegal for the rest of my goddamn life. We are living on
Well, then you should just dry up and go away, lady.
Stolen land. Our ancestors forcibly and violently seized this land from the indigenous peoples who were living here for generations before we ever showed up. We do not get to call them illegal. We don't own the fucking planet. Nope.
Clearly, you don't own your own manners. This woman is deformed. She's really messed up. This is what I go to my homepage, and this is the crap I'm seeing. Why am I seeing this? I don't patronize this garbage. Name a doctor you trust more than Jill Biden. What is this shit? Why am I seeing this crap? Shouldn't I be seeing stuff that I like? There's Ronaldo. That's the first thing I see that I like. I mean, that's it. That's the only account there that I even know. EFF. I'm subscribed to EFF, so I would get that. Yes, we are undocumented. Do you really want to deport us? Yes, we do. Absolutely. Get the hell out. I love Mohammed. I don't love Mohammed. Look at this crap. You're protesting against South African artists performing in South Africa, but 99% of the flags you're waving are Palestinian flags. Looking more like an anti-Christian protest that's meant to silence proud Christians like the Kifnis. Exactly. But most of this stuff I don't even have. G20 is named South Africa's word of the year. It's not a word. It's how stupid South Africa's become. G20 is the word of the year in South Africa. Click on top by following, not for you. Okay. Oh, but why? What I'm saying is, why is that curated for me? I don't want I want stuff that should go based on my interest. Yeah, gotcha. But I mean, why is it curating that stuff? Doesn't make any sense. Can attest the fact that white males got post after AA inception. I was Indian males. Indian males had far more experience. Only learned later. I don't know what you're talking about, Karen. But the blue lights here do take it too far. Okay. Putting a clown on a clown and giving the keys to the castle don't make it a king. All it does is turn a castle into a circus tent. You were right about that. It's too late, Colonel Wyatt. What happened? It happened yet. We do not have a time machine yet. Well, that's true, Mr. 790825. I'm not trying to change time. I was trying to say where this came from. Stolen, oh my goodness, they really need to open up asylums again. Yeah, these people shouldn't be out on the street. Yes, Elon's trying to piss me off. The asylum is open. It's in the Lutuli house. Yeah, I stole it, and I'll do it again. What is that woman on? No, that's an American idiot. Thought comment was not serious, as you also have good sense of humor. Good morning, George Steinberg, in from Heckport. Because you keep commenting morons, so Elon gives you more money. I'm not responding to them, though. I'm on my show. Is Elon watching my YouTube? I'm not sure that is why I keep the following. Okay. Not whatever comes about black person's mouth about Mfukani. No, nothing ever comes out of the mouth about the DNA evidence and the archaeological evidence to prove that they weren't South African. They're not indigenous. Black people are not indigenous to South Africa. They're not. Nor are European descendants. They're not. Neither one are indigenous. They're not. Simple as that. Yep. Even by the broadest stretch of imagination, they're not indigenous. The closest thing to indigenous will be the Khoisan San people. And by extension, the colored people descended largely from them. Yep. He may be listening, yes. Elon's supposed to be in this live chat. Where should anyone live? Exactly. If land by conquest is not legal, if buying land is not legal, we do not live in the dark ages. We are here and we are staying. Exactly. Exactly, amazing destinations. Can you buy land in China? I don't know, man. I don't want to buy land in China. Would want to buy land in China. It does nothing for me, man. Be sure to hit the like button if you haven't done it already, folks. Is this another one? No, that's one you already gave me, Mad Max. My chat's way behind here. Why is my chat way behind? Oh, because the tab got acted up. Okay, let me refresh the tab. See if I can load it. There we go. Now it's working again. Come on, tab. Come on. 203 people currently here. Get off the top chat. There we go. All right, good. All right, now the chat's working over here. Side note, on 23 December 1985, 6 people were killed and 60 wounded in Amazon Todi shopping mall, ANC terror attack. Yep, no remembrance to that. No veterans benefits for SADF soldiers, black or white. You mammals stole this land from the dinosaurs. When the dinosaurs were here, apparently we were little tiny mammals living in little caves, hoping we'd survive. Apparently. Yep. The word of the year in South Africa is refugee in quotations. Yep. I should do a video on that. South Africa's word of the year, refugee in quotations. That's why I got to do a video on that. I got to remember that now. Word of the year. It was a tight competition between refugee and white genocide, but refugee won out. Oh, I have a time machine. It sits in my dining room, my sitting room. It's actually over there in the sitting room. I have a time machine, man. Oh, Alcatraz, yeah. That icy is very loud. Well, it's empty now, Arctic. It's empty now, man. You can buy land in China, but you may not own it for very long. Exactly. Chris, do you remember telling us that the America was thinking of bringing 2 planes a day? No. No, I don't remember ever saying such thing. Are you talking about for refugees? I said that there are 2 commercial flights per day that could be used. I remember saying that. More than 80% of claimants took the money and not the land. That's true. Show us the DeLorean. It's not a DeLorean, man. It's a big round one like the Time Machine with Guy Pearce. And who was that in the movie? Was it Guy Pearce? Where it spins in the background. The one like they have on The Big Bang Theory. No, Marceline, I didn't say that. I said that there's 2 commercial flights. United and Delta both have a flight to the States every day. I also told people from the very beginning, of course, I've been correct on this, like I've been correct on so many other things, is that the refugees will be removed on U.S. carriers. There's lots of flights leaving South Africa. We could fly you to Amsterdam and to Paris and to Frankfurt or Munich, depending on the season, and to London, and then fly you back over. But those aren't U.S. carriers, and we're not going to do that. Only going to be on U.S. carriers. Light rain could be wrong about what? No one can actually own land in China. I don't know the answer on that one. These interesting things. South Africa is such a good place. I can sell my place to them, which I bought and paid for with hard work, legitimate funds. There you go, Rudolph. There you go. Well, contact the Sunnyside detective. I mean, I don't know if she's been out hustling, making lots of money making tons of money from her video, apparently with 1,000 people watching her videos. How late are the birthday boy going to be live tomorrow? Well, it won't be my birthday tomorrow. Well, I'm sorry, for you, it is tomorrow. Yeah, so... Well, I will be doing Night Owls at this time tomorrow, which will be Christmas already for South Africans, but not for us. And then I will be on in my regular time on Christmas Day. Right now, I'm lining up a refugee interview for Friday. In fact, let me see if I got a response on that. Got some refugees that wrote to me. Want me to look at something I need to look at. Okay. I'm looking for, I had a refugee contact me earlier. Okay. So. Okay. So, yep. So I got somebody who is going to be on Friday, it looks like. Okay. Anyway, so waiting for that on Friday. So another refugee interview, folks. I really appreciate people coming through with refugees. Oh, okay, Rohan, I got you. Now I got the face because we've been chatting, but now I'm picturing it now. Got it, because I'm just looking at something you sent me. Yeah, I forgot that from Woodbridge. Yeah, that's right. I meant to put that down when I first saved it, but so many people contact me. Red Bull and the ANC should collaborate and make a BE 10. BEE gives you privileges. That's pretty good. That's actually a good BEE gives you privileges. God bless it. GIVE gives you privileges. We'll call it Green Bull. Green Bull gives you privileges. Have you ever gone to watch Greg Biffle before? No, I don't care for NASCAR. It doesn't do anything for me. I did go to one race at Dover. It was interesting, but it's not really my cup of tea. Sunnyside proud she lives on stolen land, that she would therefore be a thief. She must really wake up before it's too late. The truth isn't going to fit there. Sunnyside just became poached. I think the individuals think South Africa's such a good... Okay, got that right. Okay. She used to rent mattresses. I don't know about that. If you ever gone to watch, okay, get Ronell to design the can. Her previous work speaks for itself. Yeah, it does. That's perfect. That's perfect. We have a can that has the yellow, black, and green on it, and like a Red Bull, but we'll put like a red, Cape Buffalo on there. Put a green Cape Buffalo on there and says Green Bull gives you privileges. That's perfect, man. Yeah, you were taking pictures. Yep, I remember Rohan now. Yep. Thank you for that. And there you are on this side. So cool. Sorry, sometimes the synapses don't fire as quickly. I mean, I'm constantly on defense here from Arctic, who's always assaulting me, attacking me. I mean, you got to understand, guys. I'm going through serious Frappuccino withdrawal. It has now been nearly 2 months since I've had a Frappuccino. whew, I mean, I didn't even get double my bet. I just got the bet, and I've gone almost a month without it now. Today is the 23rd, and that means, so the 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. That's 15 days. 20, 21, 22, 23. 19 days, man. 19 days. A month and 19 days. No Starbucks. It's just going through withdrawal symptoms here. It's just hard to focus, you know. Tough time scheduling Christmas, New Year greetings on time due to time zones. Well, Karen, I got you with that. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough if you're trying to do it as it turns. So, yep, it's already Christmas Eve in South Africa, but it's still the penultimate day before Christmas here. Arctic, I don't know what you do in your time off, man. That's your business. I'm not getting involved in what happens in your hotel room, man. What happens in Vegas, Arctic stays in Vegas, all right? I tried the Yodel song to see how it will turn out. No, it's not everyone's cup of tea, but it's Jolly song. Okay, Kathy, did you just do that? Can rather drink the Starbucks than eating blue ice. I just have a problem. End of January, they're going to shut down. Who's going to shut down what? The government? Still got illegal shacks up. Most have been removed. A few to go. Oh my goodness, Sedgefield. So are you going to go cold turkey on these fraps now? No, Rudolph. I'll have a frappuccino again. But I mean, just I felt like I should give it a bit longer because Arctic made a big deal about it. He looked really disappointed. I mean, he made the bet, it was a legitimate bet, and I think a lot of people paid attention. It was kind of fun, but I thought he did it out of spirit of fun. But then when I played around pretending I had a frappuccino, he looked so crestfallen that I just didn't want to disappoint him. What about America? We're not shutting down. America will continue. You mean the U.S. government, federal government will shut down? Yes, if they don't reach an agreement. We don't have a budget. We can't operate without a budget. They just have a continuing resolution that will authorize the government's current expenditure level to continue operating. And, if you're concerned, I think what you're trying to get at, Marceline, is you're concerned that the federal government will shut down on the 30th of January and that the program will be frozen, and as a refugee, you won't be able to come to America. If that's what you're trying to say, that's a valid concern. And ever since the 14th of November, whenever it was, they finally approved the continuing resolution. I've warned you of this. I've warned from the beginning. So I've said over and over and over again, where is Dogzilla? Dogzilla has been very quiet ever since he got spanked. You haven't sent me anything yet, man. I haven't got anything yet, Arctic. Well, Dirk, I wasn't drinking one a day, man. I was drinking one per broadcast. Shocked the government gave no increase to those who receive Christmas. Oh, they were socialists. Yeah. The bet is done. Please have one. I'm sure Arctic would agree. It's on its way. I don't even know what you're talking about, Arctic. I didn't even know you sent me something so early. You said there's something coming, and now you act like I've got it already. I don't even know what it is, man. We'll see. Busy coaching the basketball team. Sorry. Okay, Marceline. Sorry, internet. Huh? You don't have Amazon Prime, you cheap bastard. Well, tonight at the Veterans Post, a friend of mine, so I always give it a hard time. He and his wife, people talk to him. I always sit down like, guys, I mean, you can't talk to them. These are like my only two friends in the world. And then he always says, well, that's a big assumption on your part. Who said I was your friend? Anyway, tonight he gave me a $2 lottery ticket. I don't buy tickets. Apparently this one you can win up to $10,000. So I said to him, I said, so what happens to win $10,000? I mean, I'm going to have to give you something. He goes, you don't have to give me anything. And so I said, $10,000. I mean, that's not even the super lotto, the Super Bowl, the Powerball, man. You cheap bastard, give me a $2 ticket. So I said, what do I do? He said, well, you just scratch the bottom there and then go over and scan it. I scratched it, said no winner. So I brought it back and said, here's your ticket back, you cheap bastard. He gave me a $2 lottery ticket. I don't play the lottery, man. Wouldn't that have been funny if I'd won, though? Small audience, no trolls. Is like they don't get activated or paid unless there's a certain number. It depends. Yeah, I didn't see him start the other day, but he was here the other day. What the hell do I need Amazon Prime for? Everything I need is at the corner liquor store at CVS. What do you need at CVS? The anti-inflammatories or the Tylenol for the migraines and for the hangovers? 3 months you've been waiting on traveling. I don't know what that means, Marceline. Have you completed the process and been told that you're approved to go and you're waiting to travel? Is that what you're saying? Yep. Louise Duplessis says, good morning. Good morning to you. I really need to take that hard drive out and mess with it. I really need to do that. You won $1,000 on a scratch up. Well, I wish I'd won $1,000. I would have given 200 out of it at least. I'm bored in Benoni. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Neil Yardbird. I thought you were in the UK. Why are you bored in Benoni, man? Nothing to bark about today. Saving the energy from the Malema case. Please, can the Colonel have a frap? Panato's required. There you go. Panato is just coal tar, man. You know what that stuff is? It's coal tar. They make it from coal. Oof. Sunscreen. Okay. Jory Ostosen, what's going on there? How you doing? Welcome to the program. Be sure to hit the like button, folks. We're trying to push for 1,000 viewers here. Let's see if we can't get more than that, even this Christmas week. Let me get back to where I was at. So, what else do I have? We'll skip that, save it for tomorrow. Stormy Christmas Eve as thunder and hail hit summer hotspots. Well, that's not good. Christmas Eve brings a mixed bag of weather across South Africa, with the South African Weather Service highlighting areas of concern as summer thunderstorms become active over large parts of the country. The most unsettled weather is expected over the central and eastern interior, where scattered to widespread showers and thunderstorms will develop. Rain chances rise up to 60% over Limpopo, Mpumalanga, Gauteng, the Free State, and KZN, where storms likely to become strong at times. Shame. Careful out there. Yeah, careful there. Koos Becker sold 2.5 billion rand worth of Naspers and Prosper shares. Yep. Look at that. That's Babylon. Did you know that Koos Becker owns Babylon Store? I didn't know that. That was news to me. Koos Becker, chairman, it's not a chairperson, chairman of Naspers and Prosus, has sold almost 2.5 billion worth of shares in the two companies through a family trust to fund his luxury tourist estates in South Africa, England, and Italy. It's a second big share sale in 2 years, following the 2023 sale of 3.4 billion. So he has sold 5.9 billion rands worth of his shares of these companies. According to Sen's announcements, Becker sold 792,800 ordinary shares in Naspers from the 17th to 19th December for a total of 860,532,549 rand 44 cents. Wow. He sold 1.6 million Prosus shares for 81.7 euros. Wow. That's crazy. Shares were held by the Becker Family Trust. Listings requirements for both South Africa and Netherlands require that sales of shares by directors and related parties be declared. Money is intended to fund building operations at hospitality venues located in South Africa, the UK, and Italy, in which the family trust has an interest. Following the transaction, the Becker Family Trust retains 90% of its holding in Naspers and Prospus shares that it had prior to the disposal. But that's 99% of the shares total. Becker and his wife, Karen Ruas, own Babylon Store near Franschhoek in the Western Cape, the Newt in Somerset, England, and Fattoria di Vignamaggio, a Tuscan wine estate between Florence and Siena, which is pictured there. All three estates have luxury accommodation, restaurants, and extensive gardens. Babylon Store is a working fruit farm and winery, while Vignamaggio has a winery and produces olive oil. It is billed as the birthplace of Mona Lisa, since Lisa Gherardini, the subject of Leonardo da Vinci's 1503 painting, was supposedly born there. Yep, there you go. Naspers shares have climbed 34% year to year. How is that? How has Naspers shares climbed 34% year to year when News 24 has been losing money? I guess because the Chinese Tencent holdings. Yep. Do you not have 7-Eleven with sunscreen alcohol? We don't have a 7-Eleven. We do have a 7-Eleven here. One just opened up, but they were closed. They built it, and for 18 months it didn't open. It was completely. The problem is that the state controls liquor license, and they thought they had a liquor license, but it wasn't transferable, so they couldn't get a liquor license for 18 months. The place didn't open, so they could sell alcohol. But yeah, we have a 7-Eleven near here. Yep. Bet the glory days of pilots was awesome. Smoking cigarettes, cup holder for your martini, slapping waitresses on the butt. I bet it was fun. You ever watch Pan Am? I love that show. That was with, what's her name? Christina Ricci was in that. Pan Am. That was a good show. It was only on for a short time. Board in Benoni, join clean products and help the community. Okay. Maxalt wafers. Okay. 7-Eleven is expensive. Not in Japan, Arctic. In Japan, 7-Eleven is the joint. 7-Eleven is the place to go. It is the best place to get quick food and get a quick coffee and stuff. It is awesome. 7-Eleven in Japan rocks. I love 7-Eleven in Japan. Warmer than Wales, but not much to go fishing and Bryce. What are we talking about there? Okay. Just listening to weather while you did weather. It looks like moderate rain on the coast, but severe storms in other areas. Okay. And now the cabin crew slap you back. No doubt. And then they file a lawsuit against you. Good to hear that you had good celebration of your day of your birth, Xavier. Hope you get time to rest today. Did I not give you a cake yesterday, Xavier? I don't remember. Did we give you a cake? If not, Xavier, here's a cake for you in case we missed it. A belated cake. There you go. Good morning, Colonel. Merry Christmas to you and family. Merry Christmas to Wyatt Army. Don't have it wrong. A blessed birthday for you tomorrow. Well, that will be, soon in 25 minutes. It'll be tomorrow for me. Thank you, Bonnie Duplessis. Thailand 7-Eleven is also great. Thank you for that amazing yacht destinations. Benoni reminds me of Benidorm. Antonell says you're invited. Invited to what, man? Without 10-cent Naspers, we NCN. I agree. That's what I'm saying. 10 cent is where all that money's coming from, Sedgefield, not from News 24. Japan taking over American settlement. No, they own it already. The Southland Corporation was owned by the Japanese for decades now, but it's based back in Texas, I think now. Rudolph and sarcasm about 60 points above your IQ. Food at 7-Eleven in Japan is awesome, great quality. It is, and it's also a great price too. It's a great price. I don't eat sushi, but I do love 7-Eleven in Japan, man. I went there quite a bit. In Kyoto, in Kumamoto. Oh, man, I love Japan. I miss Japan. Japan rocked, man. Oh, you're big in Japan tonight? Big in Japan, all right. The prefectures of Japan. Let's take a look at that. Oh, yeah. That's not the one I want. Kumamoto, yes. Fukuoka. That's 2 that I went to. Yep. What else? Then we got Nagano. Yep. Aichi. Yep. Japan. Oh, I love Japan, man. It was so awesome. Community cleans up the streets. Benoni as council is useless. Yeah, no doubt about that. Typing app issue. Wonder if Becker is proud of what his media empire is doing. He doesn't care. He's just rich. He doesn't care. Japan map. That's not Japan, man. That's frickin' Pennsylvania. That's just using Google. Fukuoka. Yeah, I stayed in Fukuoka. Yep. Yep. Kumamoto. Yes. Oh, I love Kumamoto. Oh, that's way zooming in there. Kumamoto. So, yep. I need to make a map of all the places I went in Japan sometime. Anyway, maybe later. Sometime I'll do that. I really enjoyed it. I had to pull out some of my memorabilia from the Rugby World Cup in Japan. That was pretty cool. I also recommend the Christmas film, It's a Wonderful Life. That's a great film, yeah. 7-Eleven down the street by the Yacht Club in Durban. Very useful for everyone. Oh, shame. Life with Ike Kumalo. Post a good video titled, Can I Speak My Mind? Exposing all the NC members and others, their fathers and mothers from other countries. That's interesting. Ike Kumalo is a great guy. I've had him on as a guest. I really enjoyed Ike on the program. CB, oh, she's great, folks. CB's awesome. Next, Refugee Cafe Clutch. It's on every Sunday, Peter Feldman. Every Sunday, unless... now, I've got to get another one on with Lily. Maybe I can do one with Lily on Friday. Let me see. Okay. Oh, okay. Marceline, thank you. I don't understand your first message, Marceline. I'm seeing the second one. I don't understand the first one. Xavier, still have hardly eaten a mountain of chocolate cake standing here in the kitchen. Here's an idea. Bet between you and Arctic, you don't drink Frappuccino. Arctic doesn't drink alcohol. Oh, please. Arctic with no alcohol? Man, that sounds like a mid-air collision coming up. Sorry, they sent me an email that they're busy with the process. Will let me know. It's almost 3 months. Yeah, Marceline. Yeah, that's. I'm surprised they sent you an email. Yeah. Mike Coram. When is your next visit to South Africa? Would you come up to the garden route side from me? I have been to the garden route before, and my next trip, Mike, I said I would be going the garden route. I plan on going to Nelspruit, possibly Petersburg, Polokwane, maybe to Oranje, and then definitely the garden route again for sure, amongst my regular stuff. I was planning a trip in the near future, but I postponed it, so I'm not sure when I'll be coming. There's too much going on right now. It's just too many problems. So I'm looking at it very hard. But yeah, I'd love to get there. But I have a surgical procedure on a minor surgical procedure in early January. So I have to see how that goes before I can do anything. But yeah, love to come the garden route. But I have a big bullseye on me from a lot of vile, repulsive people. So, but that doesn't dissuade me. So, yep. And to Nels to meet fellow White Army members. Yes, how do I contact community then? Yep. Becker is slowly liquidating his shares. Yeah, no, I'm with you, Rudolph. He's getting all the stuff and putting. Now, Babylon Soaring, he probably thinks he can hold on to, but the Italian and English resorts are probably where he's putting his hopes so that he has property. Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, these guys have so much money that they have more money than God, you know. The only people who have more money than them is Elon Musk, you know, so they'll do what they want to do. No, Dirk, I don't think I'll wait that long. That's a long way off. That's a long way off. And I don't think it's going to change anything in those elections, to be quite honest. Yep. A disguise. Well, the disguise would be no beard. That would be the disguise. Publix grocery store in Key West has awesome sushi. They walk. Yeah, I don't eat sushi. The idea of raw fish, not my cup of tea. I do like Mongolian barbecue, though. That's some good stuff, man. You guys ever had Mongolian barbecue? Oh, that's good stuff. You pick all the meats you want to put into it and the vegetables, and they grill it up on it. They put some Maggi or, you know, Worcestershire sauce or something like that in there. Oh, it's so good. First time I had that was with the Army back in the early 90s. I think it was at Grafenbeer, Mongolian barbecue. I'm like, what's this? And I just couldn't get enough of it. Man, it's good stuff. You get some celery grilled up in there and get some sprouts put in there and corn and, oh, man. Bit of pork, bit of beef, bit of chicken. Oh, yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. All right, so where are we at? So we will be back on later today. I'm going to make a short video about the word of the year, so... Yep. Yep. So, Mike, yeah, why is this chat not updating? My chat is frozen. Let me refresh it. Second day now without rain. Well, that's good news. Yeah, Marcel, I saw your WhatsApp just a moment ago. I didn't know if you sent me a third one. Oh, you did. The answer to your question is yes, after Christmas. Yep, that's correct, after Christmas. Do you think the Epstein files, they have been released? What do you mean, do I think they'll be released? We just released 300,000 records and another 30,000 came out of that and 400,000 more are going to be released shortly. They have been released, man. They've been releasing them all year. This is the 5th tranche of Epstein documents released. This includes apparently grand jury stuff or certainly investigations from the FBI. Yeah. Yep. Why aren't the narco submarines being neutralized? I have no idea, Holden. No idea. Wow, you must have had a hell of a day. You ran out of clean glasses. Must have come to Pope on the other side of Petersburg North. Messina's way up there, Elmarie. That's a long trip. Don't know if that's in the cards. The problem with South Africa is when I go somewhere and I do a meet and greet, if it's in an urban area, it's got to be close to where I'm at or the place I'm staying at because driving is a problem. And I also can't do it in dark because people don't want to drive in the dark. So a lot of these things wind up being like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Wishing you a happy birthday. May the rest of the past be the best of the past year, be the worst of your new year. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Thank you, Chaos Jug. It was very kind of you. Likewise. Likewise on the thoughts for the new year. Those poor submarine fishermen are just trying to feed their families. Neil, I'll be 59 again tomorrow. Well, the day after tomorrow. No, 1 day, 16 minutes. Yeah, I know it's EFF country. Well, Christmas Eve, I'll be wearing Santa suit. I wore it tonight to the Veterans event. We had an event at the Veterans Organization. That's an HDMI port. I wore it tonight. It surprised a lot of people, so I'll be wearing it tomorrow. Yep. Orania to Nelsprut is a decent drive. It's a day plus drive. It's a long drive. My goodness. I don't want to go to Orania from freaking Kimberly, let alone from Nelsprut. No. It's too far. Arctic is 69. You don't look 69, man. You look pretty good for your age. Make depth charges great again. Favorite meal for Christmas? Turkey. Turkey, gravy, cranberry sauce, sweet potatoes, a little bit of stuffing, but no onions in the stuffing. Yeah, that's my favorite meal for Christmas. I don't really care for ham for Christmas. So, yeah. I haven't eaten today, by the way, folks. All I had was a couple burgers from McDonald's earlier because I was short on time. Oh, so, the other day I went to get petrol and the power went out because of the massive windstorm. That's when the internet went out for like almost 2 days, late last week on Friday, whenever it was. So I couldn't get petrol. Well, guess what? Today I had to put a little bit of petrol in at the local station, which is much more expensive, put $10 worth in. So today I went to the place and got petrol. A lot of traffic for Christmas, but I took it back when I got there. I pulled in 25 cents a gallon cheaper than it was. Oh, affordability, inflation, economy, my ass. Affordability, my ass, man. These lying SOBs here. The economy is flourishing, ladies and gentlemen. It is absolutely flourishing. It is on fire. The economy is on fire. That's the news from earlier today. Let me get rid of this one here. Yeah. We don't need that one. Let me get rid of that. Let me get the other one here. So, well, maybe I just deleted the one I didn't need to delete. Oh, here it is. Yeah. The economy is absolutely on fire, ladies and gentlemen. Economic surge hands Trump an early Christmas present. My goodness, all these liars, these liars, Betrügners and Lügners in frickin', oh my goodness, the media is so dishonest. Okay, that's not what I want again. Stop that. There we go. Look at this. President Trump and the Republican-led Congress got a boost Tuesday from 3 straight months of solid economic growth. The economy grew at 4.3% annually. It hasn't grown at that rate in ages. Since the COVID-induced fake economic growth. What do you mean? What YouTube award? Their Arc Precision? What YouTube award? What are you talking about? You talking about the poster? It's not really an award, but thank you. Economy is growing like gangbusters, folks. And the Wall Street Journal just doesn't know what to say about it. Once a reliable publication now left this piece of garbage. U.S. economy keeps powering ahead, defying dire predictions. The unrelenting American consumer spends through a sour mood and a cooling labor market. Well, the labor market is cooling because the federal workers being laid off. The economy continues to power through trade and immigration shocks in 2025, defying widespread expectations of a slowdown. I never said there would be a slowdown. Yep. Petrol South there is double what it costs in the U.S. It's just crazy. Yep. I like your Christmas menu, but you lost me in the cranberry sauce. That's okay, Loretta. You're not accustomed to cranberry sauce. It's a North American thing. I don't eat truffle. Yes, petrol is cheap compared to UK or Germany. Or Norway. Texas gas station with $1.97 a gallon. Wow. I paid $2.60 today. You have to go to work. Okay, Marie, have a good day. You sent me an email, Marceline, on top of the WhatsApps. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Mongolian Barbecue was an awesome place in Bloemfontein. Do Mongolian Barbecue. Often bought takeaways. Place doing huge. Yeah. Cool. Easy math. 65 retired from the Army. Arctic. Your math is flawed. I wasn't in my 60s when I retired from the Army. You can retire from the Army at 37. If you join the Army at 17 with your parents' permission, in 20 years you can retire. You'd be 37 to retire from the Army. Get 50% of your base pay. Yeah, but I did 36 years. So you better fix your math there, buddy. 4 years. 4 years on YouTube. You can't add either. 6 years. And I've been on YouTube for 20 years now. But I've been doing this for 6 years, since 2020. So February of 2026 will make 6 years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and February 2026 makes the 6th year. 6 years. And I did 36 years in the Army. You got that part right. But you didn't get that part right. You said I retired. You can't retire at 65 from the Army. No, you have to retire at 62 unless you have congressional approval. And I wasn't even 60. I wasn't even in my 60s when I retired. Where do you get that from? You need to ease up on the Jim Beam, man. You need to ease up on the Jim Beam because clearly it's affecting your math skills. They said it's going well. Yes, the economy's fantastic, Theo. It's really great. Really great. Yeah, growing the economy. Oh, the tariffs will destroy the economy. Tax, it's a tax. No, it's not a tax. You know, New York just proposed raising the corporate tax from 7 to 11%. That'll destroy New York. They're stupid. I'll get a McDonald's. My brain decides to punish my body. Well, I needed something. I was getting dangerously low on energy, so I had to get something. $7 in California. For which blend? They said that closing down 3 days because the weather. What's Marceline? Stop sharing that information here, okay? You're talking about your personal case here. 68% more expensive per liter than gasoline in the U.S. when converted to dollars. Chaos Soldiers gave 70 Rand. Finally, we got a super chat coming in there. I wish I was turning 25 tomorrow, Marissa, with my knowledge and my experience, but no, I wish I'm not turning 25. House prices are down. Food transportation about the same as last year. Yeah, house prices are down. The interest rates are down. Gasoline prices are down. Energy prices are down. Electronic prices are down. But yes, food has pretty much not gone down. You got to remember that we have got these idiots like Bill Gates and Ted Turner buying up all this ranch land and shutting down ranches. And the American cattle herd is the smallest it's been in a century right now. Therefore, we're importing a lot of beef, and that's a problem. And the other thing is that the Biden regime executed over 90 million head of poultry, 90 million birds, which has made turkey almost, I can't find turkey breast anymore in the grocery store. Used to be able to buy them all the time. Now I can't even buy them whether I want to pay an outrageous amount for them or not. They simply don't exist. They wiped out our herds, or flocks. They wiped out our flocks. People care about an economy, so that's great for Trump. Yeah, exactly. It's going to be great for Trump midterm, especially, and benefits of what Trump has done will only begin to accrue in April, May, June, July, August. That's when we're going to see the real benefit. That's when the economy is going to flourish. The money, the $20 trillion coming in for investment is building factories and businesses. The construction is taking place now for the first projects. That stuff won't start coming online until next year. And when it does, that's going to hire thousands and thousands of people. And those people are going to spread their money. Oh, it's going to be great. Could mean no electricity for 3 days in America. Huh? No. There's no such thing. This isn't South Africa. Marissa says you're an age to decide when you decide how old you want to be. Well, it was the same thing when I was 29. I stayed 29 for 11 years. No, we don't buy Australian beef. We buy Argentinian beef. Yeah. Nope. That's not even correct. 26 in reverse. Maybe 16 in reverse. Yep, you guys' math is bad. Kudu with cranberry sauce. Given the spicy, the wild flavor of kudu, that might be quite tasty. Or ostrich with cranberry sauce. Ostrich with cranberry sauce. That sounds very interesting. 10 trillion in debt, gold, huh? Due in 2026. Yeah, really? Okay. Well, that's a lot. Okay, thank you, Helena. Olivier did a good interview about the ostrich massacre in Canada. Yeah, they wiped them out. Remember that? 1/3 of what? Yeah, that's a lot. It's a lot. We don't have $10 trillion. We don't have $10 trillion, that's for sure. There's not that much money out there. No, that's what I'm saying, Lonnie. I've never had ostrich or cranberry, but I've had ostrich in the Okavango. I'm thinking ostrich with cranberry would be very tasty. What? Arctic turns 61 on the 30th of December. Well, that's awesome, Arctic. But I'm 59 again this year. You guys are getting your math wrong. We often talk about 30 trillion American economy being dynamic, resilient beast, and the gross domestic product data for the third quarter was no exception. The U.S. economy has defied many of the dire predictions from earlier this year, none of which came from me. What was the tax rate between 1944 and 1963? Are you trying to stump the chump? 90%. 90%. It was. Kennedy lowered it. JFK lowered it from 90%. Yep. What time your night owl? I do it at 5 o'clock South Africa time every morning, except Saturday to Sunday. Yep. Mara Fari, welcome to you. Marceline, I do it all the time. Good old pot brewed with chunks of warthog. Ooh, I don't know about that. I don't need oxtail or lamb. Oh, I'm done with that. No, you can have that for Christmas. That's some kind of African thing, man. I don't eat tail. You know the cattle crap out of that, right? You know the tail swishes around where the poo is. You guys like to eat that stuff. Nope. I know Africans love oxtail. Nope. Goat? Nope. Lamb? Nope. Oxtail? Nope. 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 Kudu? Yes. Sounds good. Yeah. But I mean, they poo from there, and you want to eat that? Ugh. Turkey is not bland. Oh, you don't know how to cook turkey. Cooked turkey, cooked is so tasty, so good. Extra flavor. Arnold. The poo tail is extra flavor. Gotcha, okay. No, Alan, don't be sharing that statement. I don't want to talk about that. 26 for years until kids caught on and could figure out. Exactly, Joe. Exactly right. Just keep traditions. You eat big on Christmas, pass out, wake up, eat some more. Turkey sucks. No, it doesn't. Turkey's awesome. It is awesome. All I eat is turkey breast, man. Neil says too much info. Some serious meat preferences there. Yeah. We made a turducken once. It's a boneless chicken stuffed in a duck, stuffed in a turkey, like a tasty avian massacre. Yeah, Light Rain. I was in Austria, in Österreich one time, and there was this place I ate at, and they had a poultry thing, and it was like chicken, turkey, duck, and goose, all of it, and one stuffed inside the other. It was wild. Debbie Fox, 140 Rand. Wow. Happy birthday to Helena and Mark. Is Helena's birthday and Mark's birthday? I didn't know that. We put a cake up for Xavier. We'll have to put another cake up here. I'm so sorry, guys. That's why people kept saying birthday. I was confused by that. Here's the birthday cake for them. Yeah. And just, this is for you too. I mean, this is, it's, we're talking about goats.
A fucking goat outside.
It's just a goat.
No. It's a fucking goat.
Hey, George. How's it going, man? The thing with oxtail is that one extra little piece that looks like a calamari ring. Stay away. Cut the kale off too high. Well, thank you, Marceline. I appreciate this comment. It's a fucking goat. No, it's not, baby. It's just a goat. No, it's a fucking goat. I used to eat like a king when we had Christmas lunch at my Oma's. And then I got older and realized that some of the meat was tripe and home pickled beef tongue. Oh, tongue is another thing I can't eat, man. Yanks have turkey so they don't have to eat the sauce out of the pot. Artie keeps dissing our food. You think that's strange? People eat monkey brains, man. I watched that on, oh gosh, that was disgusting when I was a kid. They cracked a monkey's skull open and ate it. It was disgusting. Oh gosh. Oh. What was that show called? Oh, that movie was so stupid. Oh, I hated that. It was gross. Turkey is awesome, guys. It's awesome. You can't deny it. So Biden promised us faster Amtrak trains. Guess what? They're slower. They're slower. They're slower. The trains are slower. They're overdue. They cost us $300 million in additional maintenance costs to keep the old ones running. Oh yeah, Joe Biden. What a loser. My mind's going blank now. That's right. Biden promised faster trains. Amtrak delivered slower ones. When Amtrak's new next generation Acela trains rolled into a station in August, they were gleaming pieces of modern machinery. The only problem is that they were years overdue and were clocked slightly slower than the old trains. The next generation Acela trains were supposed to have been delivered in 2021, but didn't arrive until this summer, costing taxpayers $300 million in lost revenue and unexpected maintenance and keeping the old trains running an extra 4 years. Worse yet, the trains make the trip from Washington to Boston in a little over 7 hours, or slower than the older models that came in at 6 hours and 50 minutes, citing Amtrak's timetables in a study of the Wall Street Journal. It's another blow to the legacy of Joe. or Amtrak Joe, as he styled himself, because of his erstwhile daily commute from Delaware to the District of Columbia when he was a senator. Mr. Biden's face graced Amtrak's 2010 glossary report, promising a vision for the future of high-speed rail at speeds of 220 miles an hour. But it didn't quite pan out that way. Against the advice of experts, the Manufacturers Administration awarded an over-budget, high-speed train contract without a workable plan for deployment. We cannot continue to frivolously use millions of taxpayer dollars without producing an improvised passenger rail system. Yep. In 2014, Amtrak abandoned the idea of buying a single train to work on the California project or the Eastern project. Amtrak called the new trains a huge success. Huge success for the train that came 4 years too late, $300 million over budget, and also is slower than the old train. That book is befolk. Yep. Indiana Jones. No. Faces of Death. That's what it was. Faces of Death. No, not Indiana Jones. Faces of Death. Just remember, Faces of Death. It's a 1990 classic, Faces of Death. Faces of Death is a 78 American Mondo horror film directed by John Allen Schwartz, credited under the pseudonyms Conan LeClaire and Alan Black. It's presented as if it were an actual documentary. It centers on pathologist Francis Gross, played by actor Michael Carr, presents a viewer with the footage showing different gruesome ways of dying from a variety of sources. It was generally got negative reviews, but was a huge success at the box office, making $35 million worldwide. It gained a cult following. Yep, I watched it. It was sick. The budget was $67,000 and made $35 million. Wow, that's crazy. Yep, Faces of Death. Oof. Yep. Due to its graphic content, Face of Death was banned and censored in many countries. The movie is often billed as banned in 46 countries, but this claim is exaggerated. In the UK, the film was prosecuted and added to the Video Nasty List, as it was deemed to violate Obscene Publications Act 1959. In 2003, the film was allowed to be released on DVD in the UK. However, cuts of 2 minutes and 19 seconds were required by the British Board of Film Classification. It removed scenes of fighting dogs and a monkey being cruelly beaten to death in accordance with the Cinematographic Films Act. Yep. Faces of Death, 1978. Oh my goodness. They did a whole bunch of them though. They did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 releases of it. Wow. Gee, many crickets. Faces of Death. I'll never forget that. That was a crappy thing to see when I was a kid. Can anybody in the U.S. please comment what percentage of Americans are really concerned about the Epstein files? Not that many. It's politically active people. Most people don't give a flip about it. Most people don't give a flip about it. Yeah, there you go. Light Rain, Face of Death. Oh, I watched it. It was not good. Lucky Montana somehow not working there in the U.S. Huh? What are you talking about, Xavier? Rich Rawlings must come out and expand his gas monkey garage. I don't know what that is. Can anybody? Okay. 3 birds in one. I saw an ad yesterday. A friend working it. There's a super chat. NORAD wants to be tracking Santa Claus.
I'm Chief Pentagon spokesman Sean Parnell. As families across the country gather to begin celebrating Christmas and the birth of our Lord and Savior Jesus.
I'm going to get a copyright thing, and I'm going to stop it. But NORAD will be tracking Santa Claus like they always do. Yep. Didn't get the gauge wrong. Your trains actually fit on the rails. Yeah, that's right. Good point. Yeah. Okay. You should see what nasty comments some leave about the ambassadors of the U.S. Well, Marissa, I see the nasty comments left about me. I mean, there's no reason to say anything nasty about Brent Bizzell. He hasn't said or done anything about South Africa. He hasn't done anything. These are just evil people. Almost sounds like the process scandal. At least you got the trains that fit on the tracks exactly. You seem tired, Colonel. Luckily, we know it's not because you're burning the candle, but do research and enlighten us. Mara, for you, I'm a bit tired. I'm just we've been at this for 2 hours, so it's just about time to wrap up. Maybe put a ban on talking about Epstein. It's just so boring. It is boring, Rudolph. It is. she'll be on the Department of War webpage tracking Santa. That's awesome, Mad Max. The trains, millions for new trains, which is not an improvement, just like the Lucky Montana is. Oh, okay. Thank you. I got you now. Don't mind people who still believe Santa Claus. I believe the Undertaker and Kane were brothers for years. No, Arc Precisions. I don't follow. Tucker Carlson lost the plot, and he's destroyed the Heritage Foundation because they're stupid president. They're losing people left and right. Heritage Foundation is cratering, which is a shame. Cars, not really. I'm not. That's not my thing. Nope. Languages, people, culture, geography, travel, sports, rugby, ice hockey. That's what I'm into. All right, Kathy. See you later on. Kathy, didn't you send me some music or something like that? Let me go see if I can find that. Kathy. Okay, Kathy sent me something. A song you might enjoy. Is this the yodel? Okay, hang on, Kathy. That's a yodel song? Doesn't sound like yodel, man.
Life's a winding road, it's yours to steer. Lonely nights or busy days, it's all clear. You'll meet the kind of fickle and the true, but the choice is always up to you.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Make the best of what you've got. Don't look too far.
Skipping in my head.
Be truthful. It will set you free. Fair weather friends will come and go.
So I'm gonna have to try to download it because it's skipping. I don't know if it's because it's downloading or what's going on here. Thank you, Kathy. We'll play it again later. Don't know why that's doing that. That's weird. Very strange. Confirmation. Yes. All right, so confirmed, folks. Got some folks, refugees coming on again on Friday. So, yep, 1 p.m. my time, Eastern Standard Time. So it's going to be 8 p.m. South Africa time. We'll have refugees on. Also asked Lily if she's up for doing another stream. Now, Niger issues reciprocal, total, and complete ban on the issue of visa to all U.S. citizens and indefinite ban on entry of nationals to the USA. Cut your nose off, spite your face. Niger. Okay, all right, that's funny. Yeah, really bad news for absolutely nobody. What are the comments here? What else? Visa for visa. Game on. Actions get consequences. Niger. Well, okay. Good luck with that, man. Good luck with that one. Oh my goodness. Thanks for the super chat. Was it not answer notes? Interview. What's that? Good morning, my fellow South Africans. Good evening to you, Mr. QB. Gotta go. You're welcome. Die Hard is a great Christmas music. Yep. Lyrics are meaningful. Yeah, I got it. Okay. I might have a few too many before generating that song. Don't like turkey. It's too dry. That's because you don't have people who know how to cook it. Prezzi's and Lekka. Okay. Chat. A special load Arctic. Okay. I was being sarcastic, but I'm sure you noticed. Okay. Karen says, Merry Christmas, everyone. Thank you very much. Wendy's got to go. Damn, so I'm one person won't go to Niger. Yeah, yes, I will go to Niger. I used to live in Niger, so you don't want me there? Fine. Why would I go back? Enjoy your sleep. Okay, I'm going to get something to eat, and then I'm going to sleep because I haven't had dinner. So you guys, thanks. Be sure to hit the like button if you haven't done it. I'm going to record the word of the year for South Africa. That'll be funny. And then we'll see if anybody watches that. And then I'll probably make something on the Niger thing tomorrow. But I'm going to record the one tonight before I go to bed. All right, guys, thanks. There's Bailey's. Yeah, Bailey's. Wow, that'd be interesting. All right, that's going to do it. Thank you. Appreciate your valued time. You're very welcome, Nathaniel Edward Brown. Be safe out there, Eddie, in Cape Town. Cheers, everybody. God bless and take care. Bye-bye.